you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl TJ back with another video. And as you can tell by the title, we are talking about AIT Advanced Individual Training today. I want to give a shout out to all of my subscribers, y'all. We done hit 1K. We hit 1K, y'all. We are monetized. Shout out to y'all for being real. And if you're not a subscriber, you might as well just go ahead and join the gang. You know what I'm saying? You might as well. This channel, let me say this. This channel is not just a military channel. To all of my subscribers, I do thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But this channel is about my life with your girl, life with TJ. So I'm going to be doing everything on here. Makeup, hair, school, military, blogs, traveling. So just, stay tuned for the ride. So if you want to be a part of the gang, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And we're finna get into this video for y'all. All right, y'all. So I bet y'all like, okay, so what do you do after basic training? Like, you go through all that mess and that's just it? Nah, boo-boo. Nah, boo-boo. You still got training to do. So AIT is the next phase that you go to after basic training. Everybody's AIT is different. Listen to me when I say this. Everybody's AIT is different. AIT depends on your MOS, the job that you chose with your recruiter and MIPS or whatever the case may be. So when it comes to AIT, some people ask me, do you get to leave basic training and go home or whatever the case may be? Everybody's situation is different. Let me give you an example, right? I left for basic training in July. Basic training tends to be about 2.5 months, right? So seeing that I left in July, I graduated in October, right? Because I graduated in October, I had to go straight to AIT. I did not get to go home. Whereas I had a battle buddy who went to basic training in, let's say, I think October, right? And his basic training was 2.5 months. And he graduated basic in December, right before the holiday, the Exodus holiday, whatever they call it. So when Christmas times come, you get a 2-week break from whatever training you're in. So let's say you're in basic training, right? And if you go through during Christmas, they will send you home during basic training to get that 2-week break. And then you will come back and finish basic training. Same thing with AIT or wherever you're at in training. When it hits December, you will take a break. So I was not lucky enough to be able to go home after basic training, which sucked. I'm going to get into that. But my other battle buddy was able to graduate basic training. He went home for 2 weeks and then turned around and came to AIT after that. So everybody's situation is different. It depends on when you leave to go to basic training and when you graduate basic training, if you'll be able to go home or not. When I graduated basic, right, personally, for transportation, you can either fly to your AIT destination or you can drive to your AIT destination. Let me tell y'all what happened to me. I had planned to drive. They ask you in basic training before you go, or while you're in basic training, if you're going to be POV or government transportation. I told them POV. I stressed POV. My mom is going to drive me to AIT, right? Tell me why there was a tornado in South Carolina and the military just decided that they were going to make the decision for me to fly to my AIT destination after my mom had drove 9 hours to South Carolina. And I'm just like, so y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. Interesting. So when you are switching over from basic training to AIT, if you can get POV, I would highly suggest you get POV so you can, last for that little bit of freedom that you do got. I would highly suggest do POV. When you are doing the government transportation, they send you straight to AIT. There's no breaks in between. You can't go to, the mall or anything. When you go straight to the airport, straight to AIT. Yeah. So AIT for everybody is different. When you get to basic training, you'll hear these stereotypes about which one is better. I know for a fact Fort Lee, baby, Fort Lee. If you're going to Fort Lee, please be careful, baby, because I heard a lot of stuff about Fort Lee, Virginia, and all the stuff that goes around and goes down in Fort Lee, Virginia. So a lot of people go to Fort Lee, I guess because they have majority of the MOSs, like, training there. A lot of people go to Fort Lee. All I got to say is be careful. Wherever you go, be careful, because when people get out of basic training, baby, they be hot and ready. Hot and ready. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be careful. That's all I got to say. I went to Fort Rucker, Alabama. Like I said, I am a 15 Quebec, which is an air traffic controller. If you are a 15 Papa, 15 Quebec, you will be going to Fort Rucker, Alabama. So let's talk about the training portion. Like, when do you go to class, do your jobs, or whatever. So, as a 15 Quebec, or whatever your MOS may be, you will go to class during the day. Like, during the week, that'll be your job. Going to class, learning whatever your MOS is, going through the day-to-day process, you know, to understand. So, a day-to-day life in AIT is waking up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, yes, before the lights come on outside, and going to do PT. So you do PT for about an hour and a half, and that could be anything. It's not the PT like y'all did in basic. It'll be running. It'll be anything that they want it to be, right? You do that. You go eat breakfast, take a shower, and after you take a shower, you go eat breakfast. But all this stuff is still in the formation. Like, it's not like high school. You just go eat breakfast on your own time. No, it's not that lenient. Sorry. After you eat breakfast, you do another formation, right? And you go to class. It's literally like clockwork. It's literally like right behind each other. There's no resting in between. You go to class. Once you get done with eating, everybody will make a formation and go to training, wherever they have to do for the day. You'll spend that day there as if you're at school, the same way you do in high school and college, the same way. You'll spend your day there training. You'll go to lunch, you'll leave lunch, go back to training. After you're done with training, you come back to the barracks, you chill for a little minute, you have a night formation, and then the day starts all the way over again the exact same way. Now, at my AIT, we could not have phones in class. We could not take our phones with us. One thing you can do, a lot of people ask, when you graduate basic, for my AIT at Fort Rucker, we were able to have our phones, but we could not have PS5s, we could not have computers, we could not have any big electronics, but we were able to have our phones when we first got to AIT, right? Now, when you phase up, wherever you are, you're able to have more privileges. So you can have a TV, you can have computers, you can have PlayStations, whatever big electronics you want. That's something that they use as leverage, you know, for people to phase up on time, to pass their PT test, you know, stuff like that. Now, if you get in trouble and you have to phase down, then they take all that stuff away, like you're a kid. So for us, we could easily get set back. Setback is basically like flunking, like you would flunk in high school or school. Setback is basically like flunking the class. That was one fear that a lot of people had in AIT, and mine specifically. Now, depending on your MOS, like I said, your job may be easier. You may be able to fly through AIT like it's nothing and get to go home. Kudos to you, baby. Kudos to you. But for me, that was not the case. My AIT was 5 months long, y'all. 5 months long. And that's the other situation. Like, everybody is different. Some classes, literally, you stay at AIT for 3 weeks. Some people, you stay in AIT for, 2 months. Some people, a year. Like, you just have to make sure before you sign them papers and you look at your MOS, make sure you know how long your training is for AIT. Because I promise you, that feeling of not being able to go home to your family after you've been gone for almost 3 months, y'all, that feeling will drive you crazy. Like, I had to miss Thanksgiving with my family. Like, I've never done that before. So those are some things that you probably need to pay attention to when consider when you're signing those papers and you're choosing your MOS and the time. Like, those are things I would highly advise you pay attention to before you go through the process of joining the military, making sure that those steps are ordered. So one thing I want to say about AIT for sure, like, people may have this misconception that AIT is all laid back or all just, once you get out of basic training, you can let your hair down. And no, that is not the case. I had a big rude awakening when I went to AIT. And I don't know if it's just my AIT or if it's everybody, but my drill sergeants was hyping up AIT, saying it would be way chill, way, just different. And for me, it was not, y'all. It was not. Let me tell y'all. I was depressed in AIT. I was depressed. And you want to know why? Because when you get to AIT, they like to do this thing where they play with your freedom. And I guess it's because of like the past people that came before y'all, they kind of messed up the privileges that would have been able to have in AIT. So like back in the day, AIT, people could get passes. They could go home if they wanted to, you know, whatever they want to do on their weekend pass. Now, baby, AIT is not that. Do you hear me? It's not that. At AIT, you would have the weekend to be able to do what you want, depending on the phase you're in. So for me, they had two phases. You had phase 4 and phase 5. If you were a phase 5 soldier, you got to go off on the weekend, you know, and did what you want to a certain extent. If you were phase 4, you know, stayed in the barracks, cleaned up, got to chill at times after each formation. So they had to do like checkpoints, basically like a babysitting job. So you had to check in, you know, as a formation if you were phase 4 to make sure you're still in the vicinity. And then you could go chill in your room. But they had to meet like 3 times a day. So phase 5 was the phase that you wanted to get to. But then once you got to phase 5, it still wasn't like it was a privilege, because they would pick and choose, the drill sergeants would pick and choose when they wanted to allow you to have phase 5. So let's say my family wanted to come down to see me for my weekend if I was a phase 5 soldier, right? Let's say that my family came to see me. A drill sergeant, the day before or Friday, a drill sergeant could be like, nobody's going to have phase 5 privileges this weekend. Sorry. And that's it. Your family wouldn't be able to see you. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You have to be in the phase with the phase 4 people checking in every day. You couldn't leave off the base. You couldn't do anything like that. So that was something in AIT that just, after a while, is becoming kind of, I don't know. It's like people can play with your freedom because they can pick and choose when you can be a civilian. So it was like you were still a part-time civilian. I really felt like I was in prison. I'm just going to be honest. So let's say you're active duty, right? Active duty people. Once you graduate AIT, you will get your station, your active duty station at AIT. From there, you usually will go straight to your duty station. So that could be Korea, you know, wherever, Germany, wherever they want to send you. Now, I know sometimes people can get leave, you know, based off of if you're married, you know, things like that. That's how you can get leave. But majority of the time, people don't get leave from AIT. You leave AIT and go straight to your duty station, you know what I'm saying? Until you're able to work up that time to be able to get leave time. And once you get to AIT, they'll explain to you your leave time, like how it works. You know, it's like on a point system or something like that. Now, if you are a National Guard, baby, once you get that diploma or whatever it's called from leaving AIT, you're going to the house. You're going to the house. Do you hear me? Either way, though, wherever you go, you know, wherever your destination is, make the best of it. You know, surround yourself with people that motivate you every day to get up and to go to training. You know, surround yourself with people that are encouraging, and you will make it through AIT, okay? You will make it through. It's not that bad. It's just they play with your freedom. You know, you're half civilian and you're half military soldier. But yeah, guys, that's really AIT in a nutshell. Is go to school, come back to the barracks and chill. And your freedom was halfway freedom, halfway not. You got 1 foot inside the prison and 1 foot out. Like this, that's what it felt like. But that's the end of this video. If you guys have any more questions, anything else y'all can think of to ask me about AIT, about basic training, let me know. And I definitely will get with y'all to help y'all out. Thank y'all so much for watching. It's your girl TJ. We out.